presentation is on solution-focused therapy. To give an overview of this therapy, the main thing to remember is that it's exactly what it sounds like. Therapy that is focused on solution building and the future as opposed to dwelling on problems of the past. It's a short-term, goal-centered therapeutic approach, often lasting less than 6 sessions. It's a therapeutic approach that builds off of the client's existing strengths and creates basis for ongoing change. Change occurs at 4 levels: behavioral, cognitive, experiential, and systemic. Interventions include spotting change, assessment scales, exceptions to the problem, and the miracle question. We also use a thinking break to foster clarity and direction. The miracle question asks the client to imagine that they go to sleep one night and awake to find a world devoid of the problem that originally brought them to therapy, and what the world would be like for them once they wake up and the miracle has occurred. Techniques include complements, building off of existing strengths, the support system of the client, and doing more of what works. 3 types of client phases exist in this therapy. The visitor phase, which is the first phase, in which the client feels that they have no problem and don't see themselves as part of the solution. The complainant phase, in which the client receives compliments for coping with the problem but still doesn't see themselves as part of the solution. The final phase is the customer phase, in which the client recognizes that they have a problem and sees themselves as part of the solution. Tonight we'll follow our client Teresa through her journey in solution-focused therapy from the visitor phase to the customer phase.
Hi. Hi, Teresa. My name's Bob. How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too.
All right, well, have a seat. So, what brought you to come in today?
Well, I guess my counselor told my mom that it would be a good idea because I've been late to school and my grades are kind of dropping.
You feel like this is a problem for you?
Well, I mean, I just don't see what the big deal is about being late or on time. I mean, no one really seems to notice me anyways. Even when I was getting better grades, it's not like anyone was paying attention. And it's not like I'm a brainiac or really good at anything. So, I mean, what's the point? I didn't even apply to college.
Okay, well, it sounds to me that you feel that being on time to school and being interested in something that could lead to a career is unimportant. What do you think about us working on creating a few goals for you?
Why?
Well, Teresa, I believe that there are many positive attributes about yourself that you are either unaware of or not noticing. I believe that through a few fun and personalized homework assignments and sessions that we can find a few solutions for you that will not only help you with your tardiness, but will ultimately help you create and find what you really enjoy doing and have a special talent for. School might not be your thing right now, but because you're thinking, what's the point? But I assure you that once you find what you really enjoy doing and learning about, then you will want to go to school and have something fun to look forward to. You'll have that motivation. So what do you think? Be willing to at least give it a try?
I mean, I guess so. As long as you promise that it's not boring like my homework from school.
I promise you that you will enjoy learning more about yourself and creating goals, for sure. For right now, I would like us to take a short 5-minute break, and we will have, and we'll do this every time you come and visit me, just so you know. For this time, I'd like you to take these 5 minutes and jot down on this piece of paper one goal that you would like to work on this week, and as well as one thing you would like to enjoy and one thing you think you're good at. I'll step out for that time, and you'll be able to think and reflect about your goal. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'll be back. So have you come up with the answers to the questions that I've asked?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so for your goal, what did you come up with, Teresa?
I guess not to be tardy to school.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great goal. So let's try that out for a week. Now with the other questions, what do you enjoy?
Well, I really enjoy trying different types of food, and I really like cooking with my abuelita, my grandmother. Everyone says that they really enjoy my cooking.
Okay.
Especially my tres leches and chili rellenos.
Well, that sounds great. So it sounds to me that you enjoy cooking and trying different types of food. I think this information will help us perhaps create some future career goals for you. Let's leave on this note for today, but as your homework, I would like you to take this notebook, perhaps you can even use the one that you have, and write down 3 things that you like about yourself every day. It could be one when you wake up, or during your lunch, and maybe one before you go to bed. I would like you to bring in the notebook to our next session, and then you can share with me your 5 positive affirmations you have about yourself. Sound like a plan?
Sure, I'll try it.
Great. Well, I'll see you next week then, Teresa. Try to set your alarm also, maybe a little earlier, and so we can help, reach that goal of you not being tardy to school.
Okay, I'll try.
Come in. Hey, Teresa. It's so great to see you again. It looks like you're only 5 minutes late to our session, versus the 15 minutes, late that you were for the first session. So that's a huge improvement. How did the rest of your week go, as far as reaching your goal of getting on school on time?
Well, I tried the whole get to school on time thing, but after I got my bad grade back from last week on Tuesday, I wasn't very motivated to go to school, I guess.
Well, I'm proud of you for getting to school on time on Monday and Tuesday, but just because you got one bad grade on a test or assignment doesn't mean you should give up and lose interest in school. Alright? So how about we go on to your homework? Did you bring your journal that I gave you last week to write down your positive affirmations in?
Yeah, I brought it.
So you got it? Alright, cool. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult did you say, or would you say that this assignment was for you?
Well, on a scale from 1 to 10, I would say like a 7. I mean, it was kind of hard thinking of positive things to say about myself, but I guess starting around Thursday, I kind of liked it. It made me feel good about myself. It made me feel less of a loser, I guess.
Okay, I'm glad that you could really find the positive in this assignment. I told you it wouldn't be that tough.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it definitely was more fun to do than Algebra 2 homework, that's for sure.
Glad to hear. So do you mind sharing with me your 5 top favorite aspects that you came up with about yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, well it's okay. I promise that whatever you say with me here is safe. I would also love to hear about the great things that you found out about yourself.
Okay, well, so for 1, I like cooking. For 2, I like my baking.
Okay, yeah.
For 3, I like my sarcastic sense of humor.
Okay.
For 4, I like my style of clothes. I mean, who doesn't? And for 5, I like that I'm creative and I think outside the box.
Let me just jot those down. Okay, yeah, so that all sounds great, Teresa. I'm really proud of you that you took to your homework seriously and that you really took the time to complete it all, even though you were a bit hesitant about it in the beginning. So what I think would be great for us is to brainstorm a few fun careers for you now. What do you think about that?
I guess. I mean, isn't it too late to apply to college?
That's a great question. And no, it's not too late for you to apply to schools. You probably wouldn't start this fall semester, however, you might be able to get in the spring of the following year. Also, not all careers involve going to a traditional four-year college. But don't worry about that. We'll talk about it, all that when we get there. One career that seems possible, the theme of what you enjoy doing and what you think is good is food. So have you ever thought about culinary art school?
What, sorry, I don't know what that is.
Alright, well, culinary art school teaches you basically how to cook, bake, and even manage or possibly have your own restaurant. I have a few friends that are chefs, and they love being able to work with their hands and be creative, and above all, make delicious foods and desserts. Does that sound like something that could be interesting to you?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty cool actually, but my family doesn't have enough money to barely pay for the bills, let alone send me to college.
Well, there are actually many different ways to help you pay for college and your education. There are loans that you have to eventually pay back, but there's also grants, which money from the government and the state that can be awarded or passed on to your parents' income, how much ever they make. And then there are tons and tons of scholarships out there. All right, so some that the schools offer, but loads of many private companies and corporations also offer them. So what do you think? It's completely possible.
Well, it sounds cool. I mean, I've never really thought about making food and enjoying to eat food as a positive thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it would be pretty cool to be able to create and cook for others and have them enjoy it. But I don't know if my mom's gonna like that idea.
Well, you have to think about what will be good for you in your future, for sure. And I'm sure that your mom will be happy for you if you have found something that you enjoy doing and learning about.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, well, before we end today and I give you your homework for the week, I would like us to take another 5-minute break like we discussed last time. This time, I will give you a piece of paper and I would like you to write a letter of encouragement to yourself.
Not to be rude, but what's the point of that?
Wait, no, that's a great question. So this is a way of you being able to lift yourself up whenever you feel down. In the same journal that I gave you last week, you can do this anytime you're feeling discouraged or defeated. I mean, writing letters to others as well as yourself is a great way to be able to get your thoughts out, and that otherwise you may not say to anyone. So what do you think? Are you willing to give it a try?
Sure.
All right. Well, great. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and here's your piece of paper.
Thanks.
So how do you think you did with your letter?
Well, good, I guess. I mean, at first it felt kind of weird to write a letter to myself, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess kind of at the end it felt good to get my feelings out.
Okay. Good. I'm glad that you found how writing a letter yourself can be a positive way to boost your spirits, as I say. So before we go, I would like you to continue writing 3 positive aspects about yourself each day.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay, yep. Well, that's it. I think you'll find a lot of really great schools that will be right up your alley.
Okay.
Great.
See you later.
All right, see you next week. Come in. Hey, Teresa, how you doing?
Hey, I know I'm late again, but only by 2 minutes this time.
No problem. No problem. So as long as you're here, let's get started.
Okay.
All right. So last time we met, we begun discussing the ways that you like to use cooking as an emotional outlet and how you can actually see yourself having a professional career as a chef one day. Have you given that any more thought?
Yeah, I've actually been thinking about it a lot.
Okay, good. Does that still sound like something you'd be interested in pursuing?
Yeah, it is. The more I think about it, the more I see how I could actually be how I could actually be good at it, and how it could actually be fun too.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you've been thinking more about it, and I'm glad it's still something that you're really interested in. That being said, today I'd like us to start thinking of what it's going to take for you to actually get into culinary school.
Okay, but how do you mean? Like time or money? I mean, like how?
Okay. Well, more like both. Obviously, we've deduced that you're not hell bent on racking up a mountain of debt. for your education, like say a graduate student at a private university would be. But it's definitely going to take some planning to get you to where you want to go, where you ultimately want to be. With that being said, I'd like your next homework assignment to be one that involves you doing a little research on real culinary programs in the area and how the programs are and what the admission requirements are and how much each would cost. I've gone ahead and printed up a list of the top 3 in the area and provided links to their web pages. And I'd like you to go ahead and take a look at them and get an idea for what training and career in culinary arts might actually look like. And try not to focus too much on the money. The financial aid is always an option, and I'd like to help you apply for it if that ever comes up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. This all is starting to sound kind of complicated. I was hoping there wouldn't be a whole lot of like stupid applications like there were for regular universities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there going to be an entrance test? I hate standardized tests. Like, seriously, I don't know. It just kind of sounds too complicated. What if they don't want me? I don't know if I can really do this.
Well, I get you that you're a little scared, but you need to trust that you can do this. You already know that you enjoy cooking and that it's something that you do that others enjoy as well, right? So that automatically makes it good enough.
I guess, yeah.
Alright, I want us to do a little exercise really quick. Sound okay?
Okay.
Alright, I want you to close your eyes and imagine that while you were sleeping tonight, a miracle happens. The miracle is that the problems that brought you here and the hurdles you perceive standing in your way are all of a sudden magically solved. However, because you're sleeping, you don't know that this miracle has happened. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, what will be different that will tell you that a miracle has happened and the problems are solved?
Can I open my eyes to answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done. So,
Well, I guess when I wake up, I feel happy and I guess at ease. I'm not rushing because I'm not late, and I'm not so sad because I'm a chef in training and looking forward to my next cooking lessons and I guess sharing tips with like classmates. My mom would also be happy too because she's looking out for me and she can finally see that I'm okay and I'm happy doing something.
yeah. Okay, sounds great. And from where I'm sitting, the miracle scenario that you're describing is not too far away. Okay, you just have to plan a few things and follow through, which is something that I know you know how to do, being that you can make a whole tres leches cake by yourself from scratch. Alright, so we're going to take 5 minutes, another thinking break, to reflect and absorb. Sound good?
Okay.
Alright, I'll be back in 5. Alright, so I'm thinking that you're actually ready to start making your miracle scenario a reality. What do you think?
I would really like that, yeah.
Okay, great. So what I want you to do for homework is to talk to your mom about your desire to become a chef and see how she feels about it. Then I also want you to look into a list of schools and their websites that I gave you and jot down how long your school program is and how much the costs are and which ones offer financial aid. Then bring the list back to me and we can start seriously mapping out how you're going to make this miracle happen. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming in, Teresa. I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Hey, good afternoon, Teresa. Good to see you. How you
Hey.
doing? Take a seat.
I'm good. I'm on time this time.
Oh my gosh. So, did you take a look at the homework that we talked about last time?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, let me just ask you. Aside from that, on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you say that you were emotionally located last week?
About a 5.
Out of 5. All right. And this with this reflection of from last week to this week, where would you say that you are now placed?
I would say I'm more of a 7.
That's a significant difference. And what do you think has happened since our last visit? Have you been seeing the miracle at work in your life at all?
Actually, I think I have. I mean, since the last time that I was here, I've been thinking about that question over and over in my head.
Awesome. Well, great. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I mean, it's been a lot better. I've come to the realization that I want to become a chef. And I just feel different in a very good way too. Like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
So that's great, Teresa. So a heavy weight has been lifted off you. Can you tell me a little bit more about the feeling of having that weight not upon you?
Yeah, I mean, the idea of becoming a chef, I think, gave me a better sense of purpose. I feel that it's something that I can strive towards and something I can really look forward to. I mean, honestly, I've never really felt that way before in my life.
So you felt like you acquired a better sense of purpose.
Yeah, and since I've had that idea in my head, the more I've been feeling like I have something to really bring forth to the world.
Okay, what else do you foresee in the future as a benefit to this newly uncovered talent?
Well, I've always seen cooking as a way to bring people together.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can invent or create some sort of special dish that everyone will like.
Okay. Excellent. So cooking is a fantastic way to build friendships and meet people. Wonderful. So having this idea of becoming a chef has given you a sense of purpose and definitely has the potential to become something great with your ability to work hard, which, as we know, is something you're really good at. You have the ability to pull through tough times, but work hard and recognize clearly your strengths. Great. So before we end the session, what are some things that you've learned from today's talk that have been helpful to you?
Well, just continuing to realize my strengths and continuing to look at my situation as something that can better prepare me instead of, I guess, weaken me when it comes to my goal of becoming a chef. Just thinking this stuff out is really helping me open my eyes to the possibilities of life.
That's very good insight, Teresa. Now, I'm going to suggest some homework to try before we meet again next week. So just notice and take in things that are keeping you on this positive track, heading off problems productively, and give you that feeling like progress is definitely going in the right direction. So one last thing, another thinking break like we've been doing these past sessions. We're going to take another couple minutes to reflect on the things that have gone right since our last visit. All right? All right, Teresa. So I just want to say a couple things that we've had this time to, we've both had this time to think, about what's been going on. So I just want to say that you're motivated because you're still coming to these sessions, aren't you? It says a lot. And you have fantastic dreams to look forward to and have overcome a lot, even just since you've made the first steps to come see me. And that's incredible. Most people don't even make it this far, and you've made great progress. So, in other words, I hope to see you next week.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye. Oh, come in. Oh, hey, Teresa. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, good to see you. I'm good. So, I want to ask you, how can I help you during this section? And maybe what are some goals that you want to accomplish today?
Well, I'm actually doing pretty good since our last session.
Yeah, okay.
I took the time to go over the homework you suggested that I try out, and
Yeah.
I've continued to feel better and better about myself and the goal of me becoming a chef.
Great. That's fantastic. So, why are things not worse off?
Well, you see, as I've been cooking, it's actually brought forth kind of like, I guess, this bond between me and my sister.
Yeah.
Which I thought would never happen, like literally impossible.
Okay.
So I mean, that's been kind of cool.
Yeah, that's great. So the cooking has brought your sister and you closer together.
Yeah, and people really enjoy my tres leches cake. and my chile rellenos, and just pretty much everything that I've been trying out.
Okay. Nice.
And it just feels really good to know that the issue that I had before about like overeating and liking food almost, well, what I thought was too much, is actually a positive thing now. And just being able to like find the positive that in that like has really made a big difference to me. And I still love being able to like create food, and I almost can't believe that I'm, having these feelings.
It's wonderful that your family is finding a place around the table with your cooking as essentially the ambassador to discussion and bonding. Does the cooking bring anything else good to your life?
Yeah, it actually gives me a chance to concentrate and relax too. I mean, it's almost like a meditation, which is something I can safely say that I've never really been able to do before.
Great. So remember last week when I asked you about where you emotionally placed on a scale from 1 to 10? So if I was to ask you again, where would you think that you place right now?
Honestly, I'd say a 10.
Wow, fantastic.
So with the last 2 sessions, we saw Teresa develop into a customer of the therapy. We saw evidence of this through her ability to understand what the problem was and how she then saw herself as a key to the solution of the problem. When Teresa began solution-focused therapy, she was very much a visitor, unable to see an alternative way to the thinking and functions that she had been operating under for so long. Through discovering and nurturing her strengths, focusing on solutions instead of problems, and goal setting, Teresa has shown significant positive growth internally and also as a way to her future.